All right, so now let's get into our official picks for this week. We slept on all the lines from yesterday, and I've got some good picks here today. Yeah, make some money this week because we are definitely going to be making money on our side. So we want to spread the wealth with y'all. All right. So this is how we like to do our picks. We like to do 2 categories, 3 picks in each category. Our first category is our lock section, and we'll have 3 picks on those. All 3 of those picks will hit. You can bet whatever you want because you will not lose. So bet the house, bet the college education, bet your newborn daughter's new kind of college fund that you've been setting up for the past 9 months before she was born. So bet that these will all hit, no worries. So we'll start it here. Our first pick, this is the best bet of the week, folks, hands down. Ravens -1.5. Take this one individually. Bet whatever you want on this because this is guaranteed to hit. Take it by itself. Take it, parlay it with the other 3. It doesn't matter. But this alone is the best bet of the week. Ravens -1.5. Ravens coming off of a loss, division rivalry loss. They are going to be eager to kind of get back out onto the field and play their kind of style of football that they love to play, the high explosiveness, the dual threat of Lamar Jackson. The Colts are they coming off a bye? Hang on. No, they're not coming off a bye. What did they do last week? The Colts last week, they put up 41 against the Lions. Is that what it was? So that's what they did off their bye. This is the second week off the bye. But the Colts, I mean, we cannot trust Phillip Rivers, folks. I'm telling you. Yes, what he did last week was absolutely fantastic. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think he had 3 touchdowns, some solid yards. Actually, let's just look it up real quick. We've got it up here somewhere. Maybe we won't. If it's going to take this long, if they all have to reload every time I click on them. What do we got here? Colts, Lions. I'm just looking for this game. I guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, you know what? I'm not even going to go. He has 3 touchdowns. I know that. So Phillip Rivers, he does good against the bad teams. We know this. We saw this last year with the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers last year with Phillip Rivers, they had a great roster, but they just could not win games because Phillip Rivers turns the ball over in the worst scenarios possible. We try to give him the benefit of the doubt this season. At the start of the season, new team, new fit. We thought this was a perfect fit for Phillip Rivers. Everything was good for Indianapolis Colts. They just needed that quarterback to plug in. And, he came out week 1, really stunk it up. Week 2, maybe won us over back a little bit more. But as we watch him through the season, it's just like every time we want to, finally give him his credit, he goes and he shows that he flounders. He has that stinker game. We saw it with the Browns. He had a bad game against the Browns. Couldn't even beat them. So we can't trust Phillip Rivers, man. He throws those interceptions, and this Baltimore Ravens team is going to be hungry for a win. This Ravens team has not really faced or has beaten the top-tier competition. This Colts team, yes, their record is 5-2, so you might attribute that to being, one of the top-tier teams. They're kind of frauds, so this is going to be a perfect kind of resume builder for the Ravens. I think they know it. I think John Harbaugh knows it. Hopefully Lamar Jackson knows it, that this is a huge game, that they can kind of really affect the media and the fans thinking, oh, the Ravens just beat a 5-2 team. They're good. But this Colts team is not 5-2. Phillip Rivers is not 5-2. Phillip Rivers' career is like 7-9, 8-8, just average. So Colts, yes, they're at home. That is a big green flag for them. But I don't even trust Phillip Rivers. This Ravens defense is pretty solid, and it's going to give Phillip Rivers some fits here. I understand. I do like the Colts defense. That's the best thing about this Colts team. But Lamar Jackson, we saw what he did against last week against the Steelers defense. They turned the ball over 4 times, and they only lost by 4 points. That's so impressive, folks, truly. If you turn the ball over once, expect to lose by at least 3. If you turn the ball over twice, expect to lose by 6 to 10. If you turn the ball over 3 times, expect to lose by 10 plus points. If you turn the ball over 4 times, expect to lose by 12 to 15 points at least. So the fact that the Ravens were able to kind of escape last week with only a 4-point loss, very impressive. Expect Lamar Jackson to kind of show a good case of why he should be, one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league. I really love the Ravens here. I cannot trust the Colts. I do not trust the Colts. It's Phillip Rivers, folks. That's all it is. Everything besides Phillip Rivers on this Colts team is good. The coach is good. The defense is good. The weapons are, decent. They're not deep in weapons, but they have good, solid ones. It's just Phillip Rivers, man. You can't trust him. So we're going to go Ravens. We only have to swallow 1.5? Absolutely. I get the better team. I get the better coach. I get the better quarterback. I get the better defense overall. I get the better receivers overall, no doubt. Folks, I get the better running game. This Ravens running game is real good. J.K. Dobbins, big on him as well. I don't think Mark Ingram is back for the Ravens yet, but, I mean, they still got two other good ones that they can rock with. So I really love this. Is easily the best bet of the week. I only have to give up 1.5. Vegas is really overvaluing the Colts here, folks, truly. All right, so we got Ravens minus 1.5. Our second pick in our locks category is going to be, drum roll please, we got to go to the Sunday night football game, to the Saints plus 4.5. Yes, the Saints beat the Bucs week 1 in that matchup. I get it. I'm not even counting that matchup because that was Tom Brady's first game with a new team, so I'm not even counting that matchup. What I'm counting this is that these are two division rivals, two GOAT quarterbacks with great weapons and great defenses. Bucs defense may be a little bit better than the Saints right now, but I think the Saints on paper defensively are better than the Buccaneers. With that being said, the Saints should be getting back both their weapons. They both were practicing yesterday. They both should be still practicing today. They should still be practicing for their walkthrough tomorrow. So Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders should be back in playing for the Saints this week. And I was really impressed with what I saw with the Saints offense these last 2 weeks without their two main wide receiver weapons. They were able to put up, I think, 26 points in both games. That's fantastic, actually. So, you were able to do that without your two weapons. They both come back. You're going to hit up at least one for a lot of yards. And, so the offense for the Saints should be comparable to what the Bucs offense is. And now when we look at the Bucs offense with Tom Brady, yes, he has weapons. Yes, he has Mike Evans and Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown should be good to go this week. He should be playing this week. His first game with the Bucs. So, I'm excited to watch him play. I think he's a great talent, and I do want to watch him play. But Tom Brady doesn't always use his wide receivers. I mean, we've been seeing that in these first couple weeks for the Bucs. I mean, we want to like the Bucs, but Tom Brady not utilizing Mike Evans, and we saw what Jameis Winston was able to do with Mike Evans, and we're like, Tom, why are you not doing that? You're better than Jameis Winston, at least we think. I mean, you don't throw 30 interceptions in a season, so I would figure that you're better than Jameis Winston, but it's like, Tom Brady, why are you not using your wide receivers? You're still only going to Gronk. I get he's a great weapon, and you have Cameron Brate as a tight end, and he just loves going to those two tight ends, and it's frustrating. And then we get Mike Evans, just being targeted in the red zone. And that's a good idea. I get it. He's 6'5", so obviously you would target him, in the red zone. But it's like, you have 80 other yards you can throw to this man too, right? You don't have to just kind of, when you're on the 1 yard line, just go to him. You have, 99 other yards you can throw to him too. So, with all that being said, I think these two teams, this is going to be an offensive battle that's going to be great to watch. It's going to be a close game. The Saints may not win, but I'm getting 4.5 with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, I'll take that. Division games are usually close, folks. So I'm getting 4.5 points for the Saints with Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas both coming in. Now, Alvin Kamara may not play. That could be a huge, because I don't think he practiced yesterday. So that may be a little bit of a concern if Alvin Kamara is not going to play. But I got Drew Brees, who, if he gets into a quarterback duel straight up with Tom Brady, he's got the weapons and the arm to, kind of go toe-to-toe with them. So I'm going to play the points here. They may not win, but I get 4.5. That's more than I need, folks. I would take 3, but you give me 4.5, I'll take that all day. Absolutely. So we got Saints plus 4.5. And then our last pick that's going to round out our lock section, we're going to go Bears plus 6.5. And once again, we're playing the number here. Yes, the Bears may not win, but I'm getting 6.5. Folks, games are usually close. So I'm getting 6.5. That's basically a touchdown. I'll take that all day. The Titans team, they're a little inflated. They're not that high-scoring team where they put up 42 points in back-to-back games. That's not the Titans. That's not them. Their role is, let's get to 27 points. Really just kind of methodically. We'll get one touchdown, possibly a quarter, just because that's kind of how long our offense takes to kind of get down the field. We're not high-flying offense. We're about a 6 to 7 minute drive, solid drive to get a touchdown. So we take up basically half the quarter, getting a touchdown. We'll put up about 28 points. I mean, a touchdown every quarter. This is what the Titans offense is built for. Long, sustainable drives that end in a touchdown. you know, have their defense get rested, have your opponent's offense get antsy on the sideline. I mean, like they're like, fuck. I mean, we haven't been out in the field for 8 minutes. We're cold now. We're gonna go 3 and out when we got there because we're not warmed up anymore. So that's kind of what the Titans' game plan is: run the ball, eat the clock. Power football up the middle, 3rd and 2, run a read option with Ryan Tannehill, just get him out of the pocket, get him on the run because, when Ryan Tannehill escapes the pocket, he looks very good and he's very accurate on the run. So they just, methodically, that's why they have a lot of 10, I would say about like 9 to 12 play drives. That's why the Titans have a lot of them. So with all that being said, this is not a high-powered offense by the Titans, and we know the Bears' defense is very good. So they're not going to allow anything, behind them. So this is truly going to be a smash mouth football game, low scoring. So the 6.5 once again is going to come into play huge here. And we've also been very impressed with Nick Foles' accuracy last week. That was probably his best game he's played all season. So if we're going to go, with the trend of Nick Foles trending up, I'm getting 6.5 points. I'm taking that all day, folks. I just don't think this Tennessee offense is that high powered offensively. So I don't think, they're going to go and score 30 points because I know the Bears can't score 30. I know the Bears cannot score 30. They can get up to like 20. The Titans are going to, be struggling at that 25 mark. So I get 6.5, 20 to 25, 26.5. That's a win for us. So I'm going to play the number here. It's a lot of points. Nick Foles, it was his best game last week, in my opinion. The accuracy was great in the fourth quarter down the stretch when he needed to be. Yes, he still lost, but he showed himself that he was actually getting better throughout that game. I'll take the 6.5 here. I expect this Bears defense to kind of keep the Titans a little bit in check, and I expect this Titans offense really not to be kind of anything like it's been these last kind of 3 weeks besides last week. All right, so that's going to do it for our locks. I mean, you can bet this. Ravens minus 1.5. Saints plus 4.5, Bears plus 6.5. You put 500 on this, folks. I mean, we're looking at $3,400. $3,400. That's a lot of money. What would you do with that? This is locked. So however you need to get the 500, whatever you have to do, sell everything you own, mortgage your house, sell a child, whatever you have to do to get $500 to turn it into 3,400, folks. It's a guaranteed lock. You will not lose money on this. There's no way. These all hit. All right. So that's our locks section, and now let's do our 99% guarantee. We feel very strongly on these picks too. Probably don't bet the house, maybe half the house, one car of your 2 cars in the driveway right now, because we feel very confident. But there is one factor that is holding us back to really, betting everything that we have on these. So here we go. We'll start with Seahawks -3. I mean, folks, Josh Allen is not good. We all know this. Well, we should all know this. The Seahawks are red hot. Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the league right now. He's got 2 wide receiver weapons that he loves to throw to, unlike Tom Brady, who just throws it to the tight end and running back every play. Tyler Lockett had 200 yards. DK Metcalf's having 200 yards. That's how Russell Wilson rocks, baby. He's like, I'm a quarterback. I'm a passer. Who do you pass to? Receivers. I have receivers. I pass to them. Tight end, that's blocking. Running back, that's running. Why do I pass to them? I don't. That's why Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's doing it efficiently, folks. We brought up the stats yesterday. I'll bring them up again because I got them saved. I got the receipts. No worries, folks. Here it is right here. Russell Wilson, 6 touchdowns on throws of 30-plus yards down the field. He's first in the league with that. Red zone touchdowns, he's got 18 of them. Once again, he's the best in the league with that. He doesn't turn the ball over in the red zone. His receivers actually catch the ball in the red zone. I mean, we took a look at the Bills last week. Josh Allen did impress us in the fourth quarter, but, the receiver dropped the ball in the end zone. Unfortunate. The Seahawks don't do that because they're marveling at, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. They would not dare disrespect the best quarterback of all time, Russell Wilson, by dropping a gifted ball to them in the end zone. So the Seahawks defense is very good. Jamal Adams probably isn't going to play this week. They are taking it very cautiously with him, the safety for the Seahawks. So I don't expect him to play, but I mean, still the Seahawks defense is very good. Josh Allen hasn't really been turning the ball over, but he hasn't also been scoring these last 3 weeks. I don't know if he has a touchdown pass in the last 2 weeks. I know he didn't throw a touchdown last week against the Patriots, and I'm not going to penalize the Bills. I see a lot of people penalizing the Bills for winning a close game against the Patriots last week, I'm not penalizing them as heavy as everybody else is. That was a division game last week, folks. AFC East game, Bills, Patriots, those are always going to be close. So I'm not going to penalize the Bills for winning only by 3 points. I'm not going and allowing the Patriots to score 21 points. I'm not taking any of that really into account this week. Division games are usually close. So the Bills here, they're at home. That's a huge silver lining for them. Josh Allen is going to be probably the most comfortable he can be at home. But even at home, even when he's comfortable, he's still not, putting up those 3 touchdowns, no pick performances, more than 250. He's still not putting that up. So I get Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, DK Metcalf. I mean, the top 5 players between these two teams, in this matchup, are kind of all on the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, the who would be the 4th best? Maybe Stephon Diggs. I'd put Stephon Diggs at maybe number 4, number 5. Who Jimmy? Yeah, I wouldn't even know who the 5th best player between these two teams are, but I know the top 4 and 3 of them are from the Seahawks. So I'm going to take Seattle here. Russell Wilson, he's just red hot, folks. The thing that is giving me a little bit of a hiccup is the -3. We saw the Seahawks not really struggle against the Dolphins, but it was competitive, and they were in Miami. Once again, an AFC opponent. They had to go on the road here. So the 3 is giving me a little, I just like them to win, realistically. The 3 is giving me a little bit of, weariness here. That's probably the 1%, and our 99% that's not a guarantee is the -3. I'd like the Seahawks to win it. Josh Allen, folks, he crumbles against the best teams, and Seahawks are literally the second best team in the league, in my opinion. The Bills just cannot even beat kind of, the outside looking in teams like number 15 or 13. And they barely beat the Patriots last week. I know I wasn't going to take that into a consideration a lot, but it still happened. So anyway, Seahawks, just the talent-wise, folks, Seahawks are better. They have better weapons. They have the better quarterback to get the ball to those weapons. Can't trust Josh Allen. Expect a turnover here, folks. Seahawks -3, though. I'm going to swallow the 3. Go with the Hawks. All right. And then we go to our second pick here. Let's continue on. I got to go Dolphins +4.5. Once again, I'm playing the number here. They may not win, but I'm getting 4.5. Games are close. How many times do I have to say this? Games are close. Here we go. Dolphins, Tua. We've talked to death about Tua. His accuracy is good. The game got out of whack. The game plan got totally out of whack last week because our defense stepped up hugely. All right, Cardinals coming off of a bye. Their defense has really been stepping up hugely for them as well the last 2 weeks. The Dolphins defense has really been kind of stepping up since the week 1, where the Cardinals defense is really kind of Budda Baker, really making himself known these last 2 weeks before the bye. So Cardinals defense is definitely rising. Dolphins defense, has been rising. So, the defenses here are both very good. Kyler Murray, he just goes to DeAndre Hopkins a little bit too much. He's getting, 12 to 15 targets every single game. He's their leading receiver in all their wins. He's the leading receiver in all their losses. So it's like, they just force the ball over to him every single time. And we've seen, Kyler Murray throw those multiple interception games. Not good. We've seen him throw, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and still kind of squeak out the win or squeak out the loss. But it goes both ways. So I expect this Dolphins defense to really kind of game plan to just shut down DeAndre Hopkins. And we do have kind of, the safeties to provide the extra help, the double team on DeAndre Hopkins with Byron Jones. And we also have some good, cornerbacks. Xavier Howard can play this man one-on-one straight up with the press. So I expect the Dolphins to kind of game plan to take DeAndre Hopkins away. The Cardinals to kind of struggle offensively to kind of find somebody else to get the ball to besides Kyler Murray running, or to get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Tua, the accuracy was great. I don't expect too many turnovers from him, but this Arizona's defense these last 2 weeks have been good. So I'm just playing the number here. I expect this game to be pretty close. 4:25 game coming off a bye for the Cardinals. Dolphins have to travel coming off of a huge win, and kind of all this kind of outside noise that Tua, this is just an audition for them. I don't think it's going to affect the internal of the Dolphins here. I think Brian Flores is going to have, this team ready to play tip top, no outside noise. This is a winning culture in Miami. So I expect this game to be close. I don't think Tua's as bad as everybody's saying. This is not an audition. The arm is good. The accuracy is good. Expect him, just to be more productive than he was last week, because he'll have to, because I don't think our defense is going to be able to replicate the performance that they did last week, even though they did kind of do that performance twice this season already. I don't think we get a third one just quite this early on in the season. Maybe later down, week 15, we'll get another good defensive performance, but to have back-to-back defensive performances like this in 3 in the first 9 weeks, it'd be kind of a long shot. So I'm just going to play the number here. I expect I expect our defense to keep us into this game, and Tua just to make some decent throws, some game manager type throws to keep the game close in the fourth quarter. I'll take the 4.5 here, folks. All right, and then our last pick in our 99% guarantee section is going to be Panthers plus 10.5. Panthers getting Christian McCaffrey back. Panthers have just kind of been consistently like a little bit average, maybe slightly above average kind of these first 9 weeks or 8 weeks of the season. Matt Rule is kind of winning me over just a tad here in his coaching. Teddy Bridgewater has been so consistent. He's kind of like Daniel Jones, but he's actually winning some of these games. He keeps your team in the game until the fourth quarter, and then that's when you go and win or lose the game. These past couple weeks, we've seen the Panthers losing the game in the fourth quarter because of big sacks Teddy Bridgewater is taking, knocking them out of the field goal range, making it harder, third and distance, third and 10 plus, on a touchdown, kind of game-winning drive. So we've kind of seen those mistakes by Teddy Bridgewater late in the fourth quarter, but everything up until then, he's looking very sharp, getting the ball to his receivers that aren't really A1 receivers, just solid, very number 2 receivers, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. Those aren't number 1 receivers, folks. DK Metcalf, he's a number 1 receiver. And look at this. As we're talking, lines are changing. That means people are watching our show, folks, and betting live with us. So we see the odds go down a little bit for the Seahawks, and that's what we love to see. Okay. All right, Panthers. Back to Panthers plus 10.5. The Chiefs, they came off a very stunning, impressive win last week against the Jets. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards, absolutely fantastic. But we don't really see those types of blowout games kind of go kind of back-to-back weeks for the Chiefs, and we can really see that going back from last year as well. They didn't really have 2 big dominant wins back-to-back, like 20, 30-plus point wins. So the Chiefs, and we've also seen the Chiefs kind of not even get started late into the fourth quarter. And a 1 o'clock kickoff here, they may, get lazily out of the gate. Carolina eager to get back on the field, and kind of, they had extra time to prepare because they were on Thursday Night Football last week against Atlanta. That's when they lost. But I'm playing the number here. 10 points is a ton to give up. I know that the Chiefs are high powered, and they could score at the drop of a hat. But this Panthers team, they're methodical. Their drives usually take up a ton of times. I mean, folks, if you're watching a Panthers game just like naturally Sunday on TV, they're usually the first team to kind of have their game kind of be over with, because they kind of just keep the clock moving. Teddy Bridgewater is accurate. His completion percentage is pretty good. So, those completions, they keep the clock moving. The runs, they keep the ball moving, or they keep the clock moving. Christian McCaffrey's coming back. That's going to be huge. I mean, Carolina's been competitive without kind of their best weapon in Christian McCaffrey the first 8 weeks of the game. So, or first 8 weeks of the season. So I'm getting 10. I'm getting 10 for a Panthers team that really doesn't get blown out. They're very consistently, in games. Chiefs, I mean, yes, they're high powered, but I mean, they don't show it every week. So I'm going to just once again play the number. I get 10. I'm going to rock with the 10, and that's going to round out our 99% guarantees. Seahawks -3. Dolphins plus 4.5, Panthers plus 10, and you put 500 on this, and you're looking at $3,600. Once again, pretty good. I would feel comfortable putting 250 on this for $1,800, pretty good as well. So once again, these are all very good picks. These are solid picks. These are, you've got a 99% guaranteed of hitting these picks, folks. So bet maybe 1 car. If you got 3 cars, bet 2. And then so let me just quickly run through these other picks. Which games did we not take? We took all those up. Texans. I do like the Texans -6.5 because I do love their offense, and the Jags are starting a new quarterback, not Gardner Minshew. So yes, probably if we had to do another category of 98% guarantees, I would put Texans here at -6.5. Their offense is good, folks. They've kind of run into some tough opponents these last couple weeks before the bye. Both of these teams are coming off a bye, so you don't get any advantage there. But you do get advantage with this Texans offense, folks. They have number one receivers. They tried to trade one away, just could not make it at that trade deadline on Tuesday. And, Deshaun Watson there is still the quarterback there, folks. So I love the Texans -6.5. But the 6.5 is a little bit too much. That's why it's not in one of my official picks. Broncos, Atlanta, I'm having a real tough time with this one. I like Atlanta to win straight up, but I am very enticed by this Broncos +4. I understand that, kind of a, last second win with the Broncos last week, but, winning in the second half, that's kind of good because you carry that momentum. It's not like you were good in the first half and then, absolutely abysmal in the second half, and now you got nothing to carry over into the next game. I love Atlanta. Their offense is good. They're kind of rolling without a head coach is absolutely fantastic. They're at home. The +4 is giving me a little qualms here. I'm not going to take this game. I would not advise anybody to take this game, but my feelings are I love Atlanta straight up, and I think I like the Broncos +4. All right, Giants in Washington. I like the Giants just straight up here. I like Daniel Jones better than Kyle Allen. I think I like Jason Garrett better than whoever's calling plays in Washington. And, I like the Giants. Raiders, Chargers. I like the Raiders here. I mean, the Chargers, they blow leads, and Justin Herbert, they don't let this man go and throw the ball, down the field consistently. When they've got like a 14-point lead, they really clam up bigly. That's why they blow so many leads. Raiders, they had a great defense outing last week against the Browns with only allowing 6 points. I expect some of that to kind of transfer over this week. In this Raiders team, I think they are a little bit above average, where the Chargers are a little bit below average, and I think you can get some good value here going Raiders straight up, folks. Truly, I do like the Raiders. Steelers, Cowboys. Obviously, I love the Steelers. -14.5 is way too much to even give up really in any game, so I stay away from it for that reason. But Cowboys they're not even starting Ben DiNucci this week, so they're going to be even worse than they were last week. And last week they put up 9 points. Then we took Dolphins, Cardinals, Saints, Bucks, and then Patriots, Jets. I guess we go I don't even know where we go. Do we go Patriots -7? Obviously, Cam Newton, he's got to clean it up at some time, right? Sometime. He's not going to have 4 weeks of straight bad games, is he? He could. He's shown it before in Carolina. It wouldn't surprise us, but the odds say he probably cleans it up here. It's the Jets, though. I stay away from this one because I can't trust Adam Gase with 7 points, and I can't trust Cam Newton with to win by 7 either. So I stay away from this game. The 2 games I would definitely stay away from this week: Patriots, Jets. The line. I mean, you might say, "Oh, this is obvious." Patriots -7 because the Jets are truly trash, but folks, they're 0-8. They're not going to go 0-16. That rarely ever happens. So get a win sometime. Patriots probably are going to be their best shot at a win. Division game is going to be close already. Jets at home. They kind of come out strong in the first half, kind of like the Lions do a little bit. I stay away from it. So stay away from Patriots, Jets, and also stay away from, what was the other one? Falcons, Broncos. Just a little bit too close.